Hello friends, Tom Downey here once again for NFL Daily on Chat Sports. NFL draft is over, so let's go back to NFL free agency. Now starting on May 8th, any free agents signed are not going to impact the comp pick formula for the NFL, so you should see some more action and some more movement around the NFL in free agency. So we'll take you through the top 25 NFL free agent stuff, starting of course with number 25, working our way through down. We'll spend a little bit less time here. Guys like Jermaine Kearse, Deion Jordan, Derek Morgan, all guys that can contribute, but aren't quite the same player they were for at least some of them in their primes. Mike Remmers could maybe still start. Giants, you need a right tackle, maybe him. Allen Bailey could still be a key rotational player for at least a couple of different defensive lines out there. Jared Veldheer, who you mentioned is taking a visit with the New England Patriots, can at least be a swing tackle. Glover Quinn, not the same guy he was in his prime, but can help out a team. Jeremy Parnell, he's a starting caliber right tackle, I think. So if I'm a team like the Giants, like the Patriots at worst, if you want a good swing tackle, Parnell makes a lot of sense out there. Shane Ray, not the first round pick the Broncos were hoping, but he should at least get a chance somewhere as an edge rusher. And Danny Shelton can still be a at least decent backup one technique or nose guard in the NFL. Now today's show brought to you guys by WagerTalk. Get a free daily pick package only at WagerTalk.com/chatsports. We know a bunch of you signed up with BetDSI with us. How about you increase your earnings there with WagerTalk? A totally free daily pick package only available at WagerTalk.com/chatsports. We're going now to the top 15. Let's spend a little bit more time with some of these guys. Corey Liuget, only played 6 games this past year because of a torn quad. Chargers said, yeah, we're not going to pick up a 2019 option, but he offers some 3-0 technique value depending on the scheme. Maybe even 5 technique if you want to have him cut a little bit of weight there. If you need some front 4 or I guess front 3 help, Liuget does make some sense for an NFL team. Number 14, Zach Brown, who has truly been a tackling machine over the past 3 years. Of course, tackles can be a little bit deceptive, and that might be the case right now with Brown. The Redskins tried to trade him. They couldn't find a partner despite the reports saying that they had interest. I don't believe that because, well, why would they cut him? Only 29, can at least be a stopgap starter in both a 3-4 and a 4-3 scheme. A bigger name at number 13, Dez Bryant. If he was healthy, he'd be a lot higher on this list, but he's coming off that torn Achilles he suffered in just his second practice with the Saints. So in all likelihood, Dez will continue to wait until a team is comfortable with his health. And once that happens, well, then I think you'll find him getting picked up by somebody out there. I don't think it's going to be the Cowboys, but maybe the Saints make sense. They didn't draft a receiver. They can bring him back in. At least they didn't draft one early. Bring him back in and see if he can get back to being the Dez Bryant that I know Cowboys fans missed in his prime there. So what team will sign Dez Bryant? Let me know in the comment section. Saints, I still think, make a lot of sense. That was one of my predictions last year around the same time. I think it might take a long time for Dez to sign. Getting healthy is going to be the biggest thing, but Dez does not want to have his NFL career end on that brutal low, and I think he'll make at least one more run at being an NFL contributor at receiver. Speaking of NFL contributors at receiver, how about Pierre Garçon? Now, the Niners, of course, declined his 2019 option, but look, he's a 32-year-old who was rarely healthy with the 49ers. He offers that veteran presence, but the medical is going to be critical for Garçon. He's played in 16 games over the past 2 years. That's a pretty critical thing there for the 49ers, or for any team that ends up signing Pierre Garçon. So if they pick him back up, or a team picks him up, you better hope he's actually fully healthy. Number 11, Jaleel Addae, who I am a little bit surprised he's unsigned because he was cut by the Chargers before free agency. That means he doesn't impact the NFL compensatory pick selection formula. If you need a number 3 safety, I think Addae makes a lot of sense. That was a very good safety class this year at the draft. Addae might have tried to wait his turn to see what options were available, but I figure somebody's going to pick him up in the very near future. Maybe he's not a true number 2 starter, but he's at least very good veteran depth. All right, number 10, Nick Perry, cut by the Packers during free agency because they signed Preston Smith and Zadarius Smith. But 11 sacks in 2016. Of course, he signed that big contract, has been hurt quite a bit since then. But teams always need pass rush help, and Perry is the classic 1-year, low-risk, high-reward signing. If he's healthy, hey, maybe he ends up being a key contributor for you. And if he's not healthy, well, then you only wasted 1 year on him. The Seattle Seahawks in particular, I think, make a decent amount of sense for Nick Perry. Number 9, Morris Claiborne, who was, frankly, I thought, a low-end, reliable starter for the New York Jets. Now, the Jets have said they are open to re-signing him, and he also visited the New York Giants, and then the Giants drafted multiple cornerbacks, so I think we can cross them off the list. He's never going to be the guy the Cowboys traded up to take in the early round 1, but he can at least help out an NFL team. So I will be surprised if Claiborne does not get signed in the near future. I think after that May 8th deadline certainly makes the most sense. Number 8, Jamie Collins, who was cut by the Browns, which made a ton of sense. He was going to count $10 million against their cap. Easy decision there by the Browns. But he is still a versatile linebacker who can blitz a little bit as well. And teams are always in the market for those types of players. So maybe a reunion happens with New England. I would lean toward maybe not on that front. But he was with the Patriots for a long time there. If the two sides don't hate each other, maybe that one could actually happen. Number 7, Michael Crabtree, cut by the Ravens after just 1 season. Look, he is not the same player he was in his prime. A lot of these guys on this list are no longer that type of player. But he can certainly still contribute to an NFL team. Now that the draft is over, there's a better feel for what spots make the most sense for Crabtree. Maybe the Saints. I don't expect Oakland to happen. Of course, I think my Raiders host there, Mitchell Renz expects, or Raiders host Mitchell Renz expects that. So which receiver would you rather sign? Give me a C for Crabtree and a D for Dez. If Dez comes back to the same guy he was pre-injury, and this is a much more close debate, but given the injury factors involved there, I'm going to lean towards Michael Crabtree, but you just got to know, he's not a number 2 anymore. He might not even be a number 3 receiver in the NFL. Number 6, Muhammad Wilkerson, who was supposed to sign that 1-year deal with Green Bay, have that big bounce-back season, and then he only played 3 injuries before messing up his ankle and missing the rest of the season. Now, there's certainly talent for the former first-round pick. The problem is for Wilkerson, his play has declined over the past couple of years. He had some issues with the Jets. It's another low-risk, maybe high-reward. He's not going to be expensive, but if you need an interior defensive lineman, Wilkerson's one of the best guys out there available right now on the free agent market. Number 5, Ajayi, the top running back available right now. Now, the single biggest reason he's unsigned right now, medical issues. The knee is not right. It's why he fell at round 5 coming out of Boise. But for a team, if you need a rotational back who can at least help you on first and second downs, maybe be pretty damn good in that area, Ajayi makes a lot of sense. Now, I was going to mention the Oakland Raiders here. Then they re-signed Doug Martin, so we'll cross that one off the list there. But what team will sign Jay Ajayi? I'll throw out one there for you. What about the Dallas Cowboys? We know they like their Boise players, and if Mike Weber is someone they don't fully trust, a round 7 pick, they could still use some running back depth. But I think someone in the near future will pick up Ajayi. Maybe he tries to wait even for an injury somewhere else. Number 4, Ziggy Ansah. And oh, look, a common theme with the players available, injuries. His shoulder's not right. Teams are very concerned about it. That's the big reason he is unsigned. The production at times has been incredible in the NFL for Ansah, former early first-round pick out of BYU. But he's really been healthy over the past couple seasons. That's led to very inconsistent production. But at this point, a one-year cheap prove-it deal, that kind of sounds like a win-win to me. We mentioned them earlier too. What about the Seattle Seahawks? They still need edge rush help because they traded away Frank Clark. I know they drafted LJ Collier, but they need more than just one option out there. And maybe Rasheem Green sets up. But if you're a team like Seattle, maybe Ansah makes some sense as a low-risk, high-reward edge rusher. So what team will sign Ziggy Ansah? Let me know in the comment section. I don't see him going back to Detroit, but there are plenty of teams, because really, who doesn't need some more pass rush help out there? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Number 3, and folks, I just don't get it. I don't understand how Tre Boston has yet to be signed. We went through the exact same thing last year. The past couple years, Tre Boston, yeah, he's not been a number 1 safety, but he has at least been a number 2 safety. I have zero explanation for why Boston remains unsigned. The exact same thing happened last year. He can play free safety, he can play strong safety. He's proven it multiple years in a row. If I am a team that needs a safety, I'm picking up the phone saying, hey, Trey, how does $5 million sound? I think you could legitimately get Boston for that right now. There is little reason why he is unsigned right now. Somebody in the latter parts of free agency, or the end of free agency, they're going to get a really good pickup. Today's show brought to you guys by WagerTalk, expert picks and handicapping, and you can get a free daily pick package at WagerTalk.com/chatsports. Totally for free there. They'll give you some elite betting advice there. No money down. WagerTalk.com/chatsports. Well, you know that you guys sign up with BetDSI. Use that free pick package from WagerTalk, WagerTalk.com/chatsports, and make some extra money via BetDSI. All right, we'll move then to number 2. I think the top 2, pretty obvious, right? Eric Berry. Many of you wondering why he hasn't been signed. I think medical is the very obvious reason here. He barely played the past 2 years. The heel injury is not right. I think that has scared off NFL teams. But if your doctors can clear him, and maybe a lot of teams that doctors haven't cleared him yet, wouldn't you want to sign him to a 1-year, highly incentivized deal? If he plays well for all 16 games, you'll gladly pay him. And if he gets hurt again, well, then you're not out all that much. So Berry, when healthy, is one of the best safeties in the NFL. So if he's healthy, you got to sign him, right? Now, which safety would you guys rather sign? Type TB for Tre Boston or EB for Eric Berry. If you can promise me Eric Berry, even if it's only 10 games this year, I'm probably going to take Eric Berry. I know the medical's a big red flag there, but everybody knows how good he is when he's healthy. He's not going to be a free safety for you, but why not play him at strong safety? I think it'd be a great pickup for some NFL team. And then by far the number 1 team out, or number 1 player out there, Ndamukong Suh. At some point, he's got to sign. Now, I'm a little surprised he hasn't been picked up at this point, but it's going to happen in the near future. Now, I think in general for Suh, teams are really waiting for that post-comp pick deadline, and I don't think Suh's in any real rush either. Now, he was stepped up in the playoffs, but let's not forget, he wasn't the same guy he was in his prime that he was during this regular season. With that said, if you're a team that needs a one-tech or if you're even just good defensive line depth, Suh makes a lot of sense for you. I will throw out 2 teams that I think make at least a little bit of sense. Number 1, what about the San Francisco 49ers? Maybe you have to trade away Solomon Thomas or Eric Armstead to make it work, but let Suh kind of be your 4-3-1 technique. I think that's a really fun fit for the 49ers. Now, some have mentioned the Seahawks as well. I don't know if they make as much sense, but I'd really like to see the 49ers make a big run at Suh and just add some more talent overall to that defensive line, which is already really, really good. All right, folks, I'm Tom Downey. Go follow me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney for more NFL coverage, and stay tuned here. I got a little more video coming up here for you guys in just a second.